Hey guys, it's DJ here at Top 10 Cards and Games, and today I'm going to be doing a deck tech on the Madolche deck. As a lot of you probably already know, the deck just came in first place at the YCS in Philadelphia, even though it's a little misleading since you play draft after top 16. But the list I'm going to show you is a little bit different. He played a list very focused on grinding with cards like Fire and Ice Hand, and a little deeper of a trap lineup than I'm playing as far as defensive traps go. But I wanted to focus a little more on the deck's combos and explosive plays. Time will only tell if it's better, but it seemed a lot more interesting and fun, so this is what I sleeved up. First, we have 3 Maxis. One of the important things for this deck is getting a monster in your graveyard, which Maxi helps accomplish. You can also play DD Crow for a similar purpose. I think Crow is actually a better hand trap in general right now, but I felt like there was more upside of just pitching a Maxi to pitch it if you were ever in a bad enough position where you needed to just ditch your hand trap to get a monster in your graveyard. The rest of our monsters are all Madolches. Next we have 3 copies of Madolche. She's a Stratos, so it goes without saying that she's a really, really strong card. She searches for every other monster in your deck but Maxi, which is a very strong effect. Then we have 3 Angelis, your deck's Lone Fire Blossom. It also is the second easiest way, or even probably the first easiest way actually, to put a monster in your graveyard. Most reliable way anyway. And get your combos really going. This is probably actually the best card in the deck. You'll find yourself summoning Madolche and searching Angeli a whole lot. And 3 Hoot Cakes. The strongest combo card in the deck. He's the one that lets you special summon more monsters and really keep going and establishing awesome boards. I'm playing 3 Mewfiels. He's kind of like a marauding captain for the deck. He lets you special summon a Madolche from your hand. So if you have him and Angeli, you can set up boards with a rank 3 and a rank 4. Your rank 3 being either Invoker or Levier, which is pretty cool. When you get a play like that, you also get to special summon Messenger Lotto and search for your field spell, your ticket, or Palooza if you have a handful of monsters, and you can really go deep next turn. So I'm playing max copies of all of these Madolche monsters to facilitate more combos and just allow me to go off a little easier. So I'm playing 18 monsters, which seems like a pretty solid amount in a deck like this. I don't want to play too many. One thing that would be nice is a little easier way to put monsters into your graveyard, which it's kind of lacking, but you have so many normal summons, you don't really want to play a card like Card D, or in my opinion, even the hands. It almost forces you into playing double summon, which I don't like. As far as playing a spell to let me go off, I would much rather play Instant Fusion, which I'm playing 3 of, which is a little bit greedy. It takes a lot of space out of your extra deck, but it's, in my opinion, the strongest spell in the deck to allow you to combo. It lets you get a 3 to do a similar play to what I said with Mewful and Angeli. You can just summon Angeli, get Hoot Cake, and then activate Instant Fusion, and you, again, end up with a 3 and a 4. It's a very strong board and can be very difficult to deal with. Then 3 Upstart Goblins, because it's a combo deck and 37 cards is definitely where you want to be. And then I'm playing 1 each of Ticket and Chateau. Some lists play more of each of these. It's normally about 3 copies combined, or 2 of each at most. The cards are highly searchable, especially with how often you'll be specialing Messenger Lotto. Like, you're going to get them a lot, and you can recur them with Tiramisu. So I don't see a need to play more than 1 copy of each. Testing could definitely prove me wrong on that, or maybe even I'm just wrong altogether. But right now I'm playing 1 of each copy, and I'm going to see where that takes me. I don't want to play more in Clog, and you definitely can't not play them. So 1 of each seems like the right number. Then I'm playing 3 copies of Reckless Greed. Like I said, I'm viewing this more as a combo deck than a grindy deck. So Reckless Greed is one of the strongest cards you can play in combo decks, especially when you combine it with 3 copies of Madolche Palooza. Reckless puts more cards in your hand, and Madolche Palooza puts them right onto the field where you can really wreak havoc. That's, again, why I'm maxing out on copies of all these Madolche cards, because I'm playing 3 Paloozas and I want to be able to go deep. Then 2-Dimensional Prisons. It's a very strong defensive trap in the format right now. You never want to leave like a Madolche with your field spell on board without something like this, because they can just crash Ice Hand in and destroy your board. So I felt the prison was a necessary evil. Then 2 Wiretaps to allow me to go off more consistently. Let me flip my Paloozas and go off unhindered. You could play Trap Stun, but I don't really like flipping Trap Stun and chaining Palooza to it. That's asking for your opponent to do something that you can't really respond to at that point afterwards. So I chose to play Wiretap instead. Wiretap's also better against Breakthrough Skill, which I'm playing one of. And a lot of decks this format are going to be playing Breakthrough Skill now because of the surge and play artifacts you're seeing. So I think Wiretap is a very, very strong trap to be playing. You'll see it in a lot of lists I post in the next couple weeks probably. Then just the big one-ofs, Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute. Not playing Compulsory Evacuation Device, just like in the artifact list. I think that card is pretty weak in the metagame right now. I could definitely be wrong about that, but for the time being, I'm going to choose not to play it. It could definitely see some sideboard play. There are some matchups where you would want Compulse, but right now, like in this list, I chose to play the one Breakthrough Skill over it. Breakthrough is another card you could play some more copies of. As always, I don't like showing sideboards because you need to really make your own for your own metagame, but two things actually would definitely be in my sideboard. Whether I made Maxi or DD Crow, I'm siding a playset of the other one. So right now I'm maining Max, I'm siding Crows. Also, I'm only main decking one Breakthrough Skill, so there's going to be at least one more copy in my sideboard. It's a card that you really need to play against artifacts to shore up the matchup, and it's just a very strong trap in general right now. But here's the extra deck I'm using. 2 Madolche Queen Tiramisu. Let's flip that around for you guys. I mean, this card is just insane. It's one of the main reasons I really consider this deck. It's just one of the best rank 4s you can make. You know, you get to kill 2 cards, recycle 2 cards. It's just really, really good. I'm playing Heartland Draco. When you have your ticket or the field spell, this card just doesn't die, which is really good, and the ability to attack directly for 2 grand can just steal games for you. Abyss Dweller, it's one of the strongest exceeds in the format. Diamond Dire Wolf, Honor Arc, and Exciton Knight. These are kind of like a staple removal engine as far as rank 4s go. You probably don't actually need to play all of them, maybe not Direwolf since you have Tiramisu already to deal with cards, but since you're playing Beast-type monsters, I felt that Direwolf was definitely worth a spot since you can, if you have your Chateau in play, pop one of your beasts and, you know, take it back or something. It's a very, very strong card. Then, 1 Blade Armor Ninja. Blade Armor Ninja lets you OTK. Like I said, I want to focus on a lot of the combos in the deck, and Instant Fusion and Messenger Lotto, or having 2 Messenger Lottos, lets you make Blade Armor Ninja. 4,400 is a lot of damage, and I want to have the ability in here to steal games with it. Then I'm playing a couple rank 3s, Mech-equipped Angineer, Levier, X-Saber Invoker, and Alucard. Invoker and Levier are combo pieces. You know, you summon Angeli, you get Hoot Cake, and then you make one of these guys with it, and that lets you make a rank 4 also. If one of these can stick and play for a turn, you get to make more plays next turn. Obviously, that goes without saying. Alucard is what you make when you're trying to go off, but you don't need to make one of these guys. So you can make an Alucard, you know, with like your Hoot Cake and an Instant Fusion, pop a back row, and then do your other plays. Angineer is a concession that sometimes you're just going to need to make a card to sit on. And this seems like the best card to do it. You could play like a Zenmanes or something, but it seems best to make an Angineer, ensure that it survives for a turn, and then the next turn you can use it to protect your push, whether that means keeping your Dweller alive, keeping your Tiramisu alive, whatever you try to make the next turn. But making Angineer, it's more or less guaranteed to survive and have a material you can use to protect another monster the next turn. Then, the last part of the extra deck is 3 fusion monsters for the instant fusions, 2 fusionists, and a Carbonal Warrior. These cards were all chosen for me because they're all Earth. Carbonal Warrior is also a warrior, which is necessary to make Blade Armor. So, not too much to say about them, other than that, like they're all just chosen because of their type. Fusionist is a level 3, which lets you make these cards when going off, so you can continue comboing. Didn't really consider any other fusions. You could actually almost definitely get away with only playing 2 fusions, but I figured I'd rather start out with more and find out I didn't need them from playing with the deck, rather than start out low, play some games, and go, wow, I wish I had another fusion in here when I'm losing games because of it. But the odds of you resolving all 3 instant fusions in a game is very, very low. So, if there's something you want to fit in your extra, like a Rag Zero, Black Ship, or Anti-Luminescent Knight, you could definitely cut one of those level 3 fusions. You don't need all of them. But that's all I have to say about this deck, really. I haven't played too much with it, so some of the things I'm saying could be a little bit off. If you guys have any comments or suggestions for me even, let me know down in the comments. For right now, this is kind of an experiment for me. I haven't played this deck much, and I really want to get a good feel for it. So I started with the most aggressive build I could think of, and figured if it needs tuned towards a grindy control deck, it can get tuned into a grindy control deck. But there's so many of those in the metagame right now with the artifact decks, you know, every hand Traptrix variant and Geargia, that I wanted to be playing a different strategy than that. I don't want to play into the grind meta if I can avoid it. So I'm going to try this for a while. There's a lot of different cards you could try. You know, if there's interest in it, I'll post an updated list after I get some time with it, get to play some more games, and, you know, talk to some other people about ideas. But this is where I'm at right now. This is what, if I get a chance to play sometime soon, I'll be playing, because I just really want to get more acquainted with the deck and see how it works. So let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. If you have any suggestions for me or any questions. Thanks for watching.